Okay, welcome back to number one episode. No,
Welcome, stomach, to the #1 podcast.
welcome back to number one podcast, episode 5. Shout out to Matt today, who is shirtless. What's going on, Matt?
It's hot, and I need to show these people my physique.
But
But also, at the end of the day, I'm a clout chaser. We need views.
yes,
We need views.
you have blue hair now.
I have blue hair. This is my duvet or whatever the
Duvet?
fuck Americans call it.
Do-rag?
Do-rag.
A do rag.
The your people.
Muslims, your hijab.
Muslims, hijab. This is my
Mashallah,
hijabi, my
brother.
do-rag.
Mashallah, mashallah,
We
brother.
call it different things in different regions. I think American and white people call it a duvet cover.
Yes. When I was a young kid in Quebec City, some racist white people said, remove that cleaning cloth from your head. You know the thing,
yeah.
the rag.
Yeah.
Remove that rag.
Paper towel,
No, they said,
bounty.
they said remove that rag
Sherman.
from your head. And then the racism kind of died after that. I'll be honest with you. Or we just didn't notice it anymore.
Oh shit.
But then 9/11 happened, and then a little bit racism came back. They would call us stuff like, "Oh, Bin Laden is your Are you looking at yourself?
No, I'm not looking at myself. I'm looking at you.
I don't want to come in your frame.
Oh, no, you're good.
They would call us. You are Bin Laden's. Bin Laden is your
Bin
uncle.
Laden's cousin, Bin Laden's
Yeah.
brother, Bin
Yeah.
Laden's
And
sister.
you know what's the funniest thing? You know who's the most racist of all of them? This
No.
fucking Cambodian kid.
Oh,
Like, motherfucker, why are you racist?
immigrant on immigrant violence.
I swear, it's like black on black violence. So, yeah, man.
Well, the thing that took me way the fuck back is not even the racism. It's that there's Cambodians in Canada.
Oh yeah, there was a small community of Cambodians in Canada.
I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever met a Cambodian person in my life.
Cambodge. Yeah, he was my friend too until that point.
Who's your friend? Was it friendly fire or was it like genuine
Well,
like
friendly fire
hatred,
is like-
racism?
I think they were just fucking with me.
Yeah. Friendly
Yeah.
fire is like, they say something racist, you take it. Now people saying that I'm a victim.
Of the Korean wars.
I consented.
And then I never saw him again till this day. I don't know where
Never
he is.
saw him.
Yeah, like
So you've been holding this hatred inside of you.
yeah,
this
I
whole
don't
time.
forget. I don't forget.
This man never forgets. You do him wrong once.
Yeah, wait
Even
till
the
I
smallest thing. You spill water on his counter and
I
you
don't
don't clean it
remember
up.
his name. That's the problem. I know I saw him with a van.
Now, did this guy exist or you have a condition?
You know, Nguyen. You know Nguyen?
Oh yeah, Nguyen?
Yeah,
Nguyen?
that was his last name. But everybody is named Nguyen.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck to say it without sounding racist, that word, so
Yeah.
shit, I plead the fifth.
But I forgot his first name. Wait till I find that fuck. I'm gonna kick his ass. Yeah. Shout out to our newest viewers.
Shout out to racism and
no.
people.
Shout out to our newest
International
viewers. Chi
community.
Wan Lee. Thank you for watching our podcast. Shout out to my sisters.
Chinese community.
Uh,
Chiwan Lee, I just want to say, he confirmed in the past podcast, if you guys listen, this is starting to turn into a multiverse of podcasts. You need to tune in to one another because they're all connected. We talked about how there are 40 billion horny Chinese men ready to fight.
ready to attack America.
Chiwan Lee watched that episode
Yeah.
and he texted me. He called me on no caller ID first. I said, who the fuck is this? And he said, it's Chiwan Lee. I was like, fuck, bro, why are you calling me on no caller ID? And I asked him, is it true? The 40 million Chinese men, 40 billion, horny. Capital emphasis on horny.
Ready to fight.
And he said, he is one of them.
He's an inside agent.
So we must counteract with
I don't know what to counteract 40 million horny men. So
40 million horny women.
So today's topic, I think, will be how, as human beings in America, especially, we've become antisocial. Antisocial meaning that we, as humans, don't talk to each other much if we don't find a interaction first. So if you're just walking on the street and you say hi to someone, this is very true in America. Like, when I say America, I mean USA. Like, in Canada, I remember I would say hi to people, they would say hi back. And then I was proving that to my wife when I went to Canada. I said, look, you say hi to people, they say hi back. You say hi to people here, they look at you weird.
Especially depending on the region.
Yeah, like, today we were walking, this guy was screaming on the phone, and then I shook his hand, and he was completely confused. But since he was on the phone, he didn't know how to act. So he just
Yeah.
shook my hand. But
He just did the default. I think in a normal situation, he would just
yeah, but
look at you and then not
so
even
many
say
times
anything.
I say hi to people in the States and they don't say hi back.
It's true. Why do you think that is? You just think that Americans are the greatest country in the world and we're the greatest people in the world that we're just
I think also
silent.
what happened is that everybody is walking with headphones on.
Oh
They just block out the world, and then what happens is we create like these mini worlds for each person, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is what I mean.
But it's not even a mini world. It's just
No, but like, look,
it's ignoring. It's ignoring.
you know how Apple came out with the Meta goggles?
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be what we're gonna look like outside.
It's
Like,
got- and we block out everyone.
yeah, and we just walk. You know how they say you see like in front of you, right?
Mhm.
And you're gonna walk and
Mhm.
you're gonna just block out people. Like, I think as humans, they're making us antisocial on purpose.
On purpose.
Yes,
On purpose.
because an individual is a lot easier to control, right? Than if you have like different opinions. So if you control everybody's opinion, it's way easier to control them all.
Oh shit. So you're saying we're sheep.
I'm saying
We're
that
turning into sheep.
I'm saying that we are right now at a breaking point where all we do is we're addicted to our phones. Our phones are no longer made for
Yeah.
calling. Like, to be honest with you,
To communicate.
Yeah.
That was period what phones were kind of meant to do is
we
communicate.
still
and
communicate.
connect.
We still
Yeah. Who are we communicating with?
You saw that
AI.
no, like right today, me and Matt, we saw a craziest trend right now on TikTok Live. By the way, my opinion on TikTok is probably a Chinese weapon. That's my take. Because if you look at what they give to us in America and in the USA as views on TikTok, I don't have TikTok, but this is what I see on my cousin's phones. It's just people dancing and messing around and pranks. It's like the lowest of the low, right? It's like whose IQ is lower is what they'll promote. And then if you
Yeah.
look at the Chinese TikTok, which is called Guyang or Guyan or
Yeah.
something like that, they will show scientists, experiments, motivational stuff. I mean, it's still on there, still on TikTok, but it's not pushed to the masses. Like, you would have to kind of seek it, or you would have to like search it up yourself. So I think that TikTok is a Chinese weapon. We should definitely looking into banning it, because I'm not sure that it's a safe app.
Are you saying TikTok is making us go TikTok?
TikTok in the hot, but in I think
Fuck.
that's why I don't use TikTok.
Short story, we're fucked. The Chinese and Apple is our greatest enemy.
But if
You thought Russia was? You thought Vladimir Putin was? Nah.
But if you
It's
also look
fucking
at
Apple.
Instagram too, it's like it's not better.
But that's the thing is, okay, TikTok came from China, but you want to know where TikTok from China came from?
where?
Fucking Instagram and YouTube. And where did Instagram and YouTube come from?
Yeah.
Americans.
We
So, could you say this is a conspiracy theory by the Americans? Fucking
like a full 360.
Obama.
No.
Joe Biden.
What's the benefit of having a stupid people?
What's the benefit of having stupid people? Is that then we won't care about quality.
Also, like TikTok is against like America almost. Like they'll promote racism against Americans, like white people, on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also it's just that people like seeing that shit.
Yeah.
They love. But people are like, oh, I hate racism and all that stuff, and it's true, right?
Yeah.
If it's geared towards you, it's like, oh shit, that person called me ching chung lung ding dong. I was like, oh, that shit hurt my feelings. But then you videotape it and make a skit out of it and say, oh, what the fuck? People love that. They love that drama.
Yeah, they love
people are
drama.
addicted. It's fucking
People are
crystal
addicted.
meth crack.
Yeah. Like you right now, you look like that little kid from that show. You know that show I'm talking
Bruce
about?
Lee.
No. I forgot the name of the show. It was that.
Which
I forgot the name of the show.
Barney?
No, it was the dad was like a zookeeper,
The zookeeper.
and then they found this wild boy, and he never spoke. Anyways,
My dad bought a zoo.
yeah, exactly.
That movie.
No, it's not a movie. It's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Forgot the name of the cartoon.
The only cartoon I know is
Naruto.
Naruto and Looney Tunes.
So, as we're becoming more and more antisocial as human beings, what's the future? What do you think is gonna happen?
Okay, whoa, wait. Before we go there, let's take a step forward. Why do you think we're becoming antisocial? What? Okay, you gave the reason for social media, but why else? Any other reasons or?
I think
No
just
other
we don't
reason.
need to talk to each other anymore in real life.
Yeah.
Like we don't need to walk around. We don't need to socialize. Like we went to the park yesterday,
Yeah.
and there was like kids playing,
Yeah.
and you're like, damn, this is the first time I see kids playing outside, right?
Yeah.
But like, how often does this happen, and how often the kids are just with their cell phones?
One
Or
every year.
maybe it's just our perception too, because there's also the rule of what you see is what you believe.
Mhm. I am what I believe is what I see. I think Jesus said that.
Jesus? No, I think it was Kanye West.
Kanye West. Well, he is the Messiah. Jesus. He's black Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus.
But
So-
I don't see color. So you think I'm gonna be honest, I might say yeah one more time, but what was your point on that?
My point is basically
Kids are out there. Or kids are not out there.
my point is basically, as American people, we are becoming more antisocial for various reasons. But I do believe that addiction to our phones is
It's
a
the
big
major.
one.
It's the major.
Yeah,
You see, if we get a chart, shit is fucking apple pie.
yeah. You remember that thing I showed you, the NPC e-girls?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
ice
briefly
cream.
saw.
Ooh, ice cream. So delicious.
Well, I think also part of this is on the fucking media, right? Because the whole internet is this fucking spider web, right? And they all feed each other. It's been notoriously known that these news media outlets are not making any. They're losing a lot of money and they're not being as profitable as before. Like all your news channels, Time Magazine, fucking National Geographic, fucking Hustlers, fucking Playboy, all that shit, not profitable anymore. And then you see an article that say, new TikTok trend viral. You wanna know who the fuck typed this shit, new TikTok trend viral?
Facebook. I saw on
A
Facebook.
90-year-old motherfucker sounds like this in a fucking senior center who's doing research on young kids' trends. It's like, oh, he writes up a fucking
No,
article.
I saw the video on Facebook.
You saw the vid- I mean, maybe, but I don't think it's that big yet. A lot of these old people want to say, oh, this is the new young kid trend. I don't think it is yet, but the end of the day thing to take away from it is that the alarming trend.
But wait.
Right.
The problem with that, with the NPC e-girls, is the donations they receive.
Yeah.
They receive like crazy amount of donations.
Well, that's a problem with Twitch in general. You see these video game people. It's like, look, I respect them, but hey, man,
Don't tip him.
you're giving fucking $10 to this guy
Just for playing a game.
fucking playing a game.
I think it's weird. I think it's very weird. You're right.
It's very weird.
Have you ever seen this kid Matan? Have you seen Matan?
Is that the guy? How many books you read?
Yeah. So you know what he did in real life? He tried to give $5 to one of them in real life, and they're like, "I don't want it." Like, what do you mean? You don't want a tip? See, that was a good call out.
It's funny, but it's a call out. But at the end of the day, it's not a call out because he's the same fucking machine. Isn't he? He's a fucking. He's that.
I don't know what he does. I don't know what's his role.
Nobody knows what he does. Nobody knows what these influencers or any of these streamers do. Look, you're right. It is making everyone antisocial. Nobody knows how to talk to each other anymore. Nobody knows how to hold a conversation. The only thing they can hold a conversation is what they have in common. It's like, hey, bro, you got that new Apple iPhone 17 905 Plus? Hey, me too, bro. They all say the same slang. They said, finna bus. I'm a finna bus. I'm a finna. On God.
Originality
I'm dead.
is being.
Originality is dead. And it comes from everything. These are the things that I want to kind of talk about. Is like, one is, if you think about it, right? Back in the day, there's all these different brands, and you had your own individuality. You can choose more. But nowadays, what type of phone does everyone have? iPhone. What type of shoes does everyone wear? Nike, Converse. It's pretty much all the same. What type of clothes do you shop at? All the main ones: Shein, Zara. Everyone. What type of content do you see? The same. It's pumped out by the algorithm. So we're all turning into motherfucking robots.
So me and you are part of the system now. We're
part of the system, and we're all turning. So how can I think different from you if I said, "Oh yeah, I'm built different, man. I shine injected steroids into my dick. I'm different." No, you're not. Why? Because you literally built from the ground up to be the same as everyone else.
So maybe we are NPCs right now.
We're literally being turned into NPC. And this is the thing. When I was younger, I used to be creative, free flowing. I said, fuck the system. Everyone's going right. I'm going to go left. Everyone raise your hand. I don't raise my hand. Everyone's quiet at the test. I'm yelling, right? But now I feel like I'm forming more into NPC. Like, I don't know. My brain is just.
Now you're shirtless on a garage podcast.
Yeah. I must break free from the NPC
Bro,
route.
fuck rebellism. It didn't do shit for you.
But this is the thing also. It's like, yeah, you were talking about everyone. Every time I go on BART, right? I take BART frequently, and I
Yeah.
always pay
Yeah.
because I fucking support the economy. They all have their earphones plugged. Earphones plugged.
No, but
Everyone.
wait, I have something to say to that. In that sense, if you're traveling, I think if you don't want to talk, it's all right. Maybe you had a long day, you were tired. But I'm just talking about in general, right?
Yeah.
People shy away from people. Like they almost think that, oh, I don't want to, come close to this person. I don't want to trust him. Like
Yeah.
as a human race, we don't trust each other.
Yeah.
I think that's the root cause of it, right? It's like, oh yeah, if I come close to this person, he might rape me, or he might assault me. Like everybody's scared of everybody,
Yeah.
which I think is what they're trying to program us for. Is if we don't trust each other, and this gleaming light, like it comes to us like, yeah, trust me. You know how the pharaohs? I always thought about this was funny, right? You know how the pharaohs that
The moment you say pharaohs in Egypt, the ghosts came.
Hey, you know what? Let's talk about something else.
The ghost of King Tut.
No, I'm not talking about pharaohs anymore. That moved by itself, bro. I don't
Let's
give a
talk
shit.
about the people who fucking destroyed the Egyptians.
Egyptians destroyed themselves.
Oh, really?
There was a lot of civil war, and then they lost a lot of money, and then the Romans did just a sweep. They just swooped them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why the Egyptians were very strong for so long? They didn't have competition.
Sand. Nobody wants to invade them. What the fuck is in the
Like
sand desert?
nobody talks about this. Like Egypt was kind of like the only civilization, and all these other pocket civilizations couldn't rival it. And then the Greeks came, and then the Greeks were like, all this water comes through here. Maybe we need to take over.
You know what's crazy I saw?
Yeah.
Is that us humans, modern humans, right? We've lived so short. Our civilization period, like whatever civilization period you think, 1400s and on, from now, it's only been
Like,
500.
You talk about the
years.
Renaissance.
Yeah. Whatever you consider the ear for modern humans to exist.
They're saying so. There's some scientists that say that you could bring a baby that was born 70,000 years ago,
Mhm.
and it would grow up like we're genetically the same. It would have any. It wouldn't be impaired or stupider or it would yeah.
That's my cousin. Those are my ancestors.
Did you ever watch that Joe Rogan podcast where you talk about how the Earth is like the humans have been already destroyed once?
Yeah, the civilization.
Yeah. That one guy said we might be 800,000.
We might be 800,000 years old.
Yeah.
To that, I say, bro, I'm fucking 23 and I'm already old as fuck. So you tell me.
I don't know.
The world is old.
So, if you read some of the Bible verses, the Torah verses, and the Quran verses, like the Noah book,
Mm-hmm.
the Noah story where they got swooped by water,
Yeah.
that's something that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
There was a huge, what's it called? When the water comes, what's that?
Flood.
There was a huge flood, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of people say that that's when the last civilization got kind of
Canceled.
they
In
canceled.
terms of woke people.
They got canceled by the
They
earth.
got canceled. For real.
I kind of like that theory, and then because a lot of people say if you look at the Egyptian, the way the things were built, the what's it called, the pyramids,
Mm-hmm.
and how the Sphinx also was built,
Mhm.
it's a lot more sophisticated than what you see like after.
Yeah.
So like the pyramids were built super hard to build with the technology that the archaeologist, how you say it? Archaeologist?
Archie.
Yeah, Archie. The Archies.
Archie's. Indian Jones.
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
So they say that the Egyptians, that the modern Egyptians
Uh-huh.
didn't build the pyramids. It was a civilization that got swooped by water.
So they had the knowledge.
No, they
And
didn't have the knowledge because if you look at how precise they were before
Mm-hmm.
and versus after, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a civilization before them that maybe didn't get swooped, but
Yeah.
I like the theory that we're not the first advanced civilization.
So you think that there was a advanced? Hey, Wikipedia ain't giving away this shit, okay?
Wikipedia
This
is
some fucking-
complete bullshit.
You got some ancient fucking CIA information on the Egyptians.
Yes, I do. That's very public. It's
I
all
think-
it's all cracker theories. This
I
is
think
not proven.
I like the theory.
Yeah?
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
You like it?
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
But I think the most probable theory is they just had a shit ton of slaves, bro.
Okay, but see
One
this-
man moving a big ass brick.
But Matt,
Can't do it.
can-
Now imagine 1 million.
14
1,000, yeah, 40
million
million.
horny
Horny.
Egyptians.
No, they could, dude. They can. What?
So
They
the
can
problem
move
with that,
castle.
the problem with that is they said they had 100,000 slaves, right?
Yeah, and mammoths and the motherfucking elephants. These were elephant tamers, bro.
Okay, but even though let's say they did roll the blocks, right?
Mhm.
Those huge heavy blocks
Mhm.
would what they said that they rolled it on top of
Mhm.
what's it called? Wood.
Wood?
You know,
Or just fucking drag it on sand. Isn't that shit all sand? Just drag
you
it
know
on
how
sand.
long? Anyways, okay, let's say they did that. Okay,
Yeah.
they say the precision that it was cut,
Mhm.
the precision,
Mhm.
it's like machine made. It's
Mhm.
like it's very complicated for humans back then that
Mhm.
all they had was a pick and a chisel
Mhm.
to make it that precise.
Mhm.
It's like the symmetry doesn't make sense. Which, listen, there's a guy like you, right, shirtless in Egypt,
Uh-huh.
that says, "I'm gonna make this table super straight,"
Mhm.
and he comes with his little picket.
Mhm.
You know, like it's and then multiply that how many blocks of stone you have to do. It's
Mhm.
just like physically very hard. So that's why a lot of people say maybe it was aliens. Do you like the alien theory?
The alien theory. Fuck, bro. I want to believe in the alien theory because I used to have this crackhead theory as a kid, right?
Yeah.
It was like, as Americans, as the world, how do we know what the fuck to progress? How do we fucking know? I want to run this experiment.
What's it there?
I want to put a fucking baby
Yeah.
in this fucking huge ass sphere of a forest. And a baby girl. Like fucking Adam and Eve as babies.
Yeah.
Not young enough to suck on the breast milk,
Like 2 years old.
but old enough to like kind of
Crawl.
crawl and survive on their own. We're gonna put this in them in this environment,
They will die.
and then how the fuck did our civilization come to be then?
God, I guess.
My theory is that there's a fucking book with just that you know, like when you're a kid, you need the fucking textbook answers. The textbook asks you a question. You flip to the end. You're like, fuck this. I'm not gonna answer this. I'm gonna flip to the end just for the answer. I feel like there's a
if you
book.
look at the theory of evolution, it's not just two babies that just popped up. It was like, those little fishes that went to the land, and then they become little mammals, and then those mammals became different mammals, and then one of the mammals
Okay, so
becomes
then-
the primate, and then
Let
the
me
primate-
edit my theory then. We're gonna put these babies real fucking young in this environment. Then we're gonna nurture them.
by who?
Just give them the food, because all they need is food, right?
Like Hunger Games, where it just pops from the sky.
Yeah, some shit like that,
Okay.
Uber eats it to them, DoorDash it to their ass. And then they're gonna get old enough, like 10, 8 years old, when they can start thinking for themselves. And then cut them off. Are they gonna build a fucking civilization in there or what?
I think the first thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna go berserk because their whole life they just saw the food come from nowhere, and the food suddenly stops. I think you train.
We
them.
have to train them that the food comes from this tree or whatever. Okay, we'll put some fucking strawberries on
Okay,
some fucking.
and then the tree stops
trees.
feeding them. What do you think is gonna happen?
Then so they need to venture out and go find a strawberry fucking tree and go find them and
want-
start eating.
I think if you look at some of the past civilizations, you kind of have your answer. Like
Yeah.
that's why they have a rain dance.
So then how the fuck did our civilization come to be if we didn't have the fucking answer? I feel like there's a fucking, like the 10 Commandments, you know that shit?
Well, no,
There's like a fucking commandment of shit that is telling us by the year 2100 you need to do this.
Matt. Think about it this way: we started doing agriculture
Mm-hmm.
10,000 years ago, right?
Farmers.
Yeah. How did they know how to farm?
That's what I'm trying to fucking figure out. They looked at nature. They saw the animals. They saw a bird shit. And
Some
the
people
bird
say
shit.
the pyramids are more than 10,000 years old.
Carbon date that shit.
Yeah, why don't they carbon date it?
Fucking get one of those
Well,
bricks.
it's hard to carbon date rocks. Rocks have been here for before the sun came, basically.
I can FaceTime a girl in fucking
Why are you screaming?
halfway around the world, and she can put red technology on it,
What do you think about the
and they can't
this
carbon
is,
date
this
that
is
shit.
a simulation.
This is a
This
simulation.
is all fake. Right now, this conversation is fake.
I have two thoughts on that. One is
Right now, you're an NPC in
Good.
my game, and I'm an NPC in your game.
to that I say, fuck. You know, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good. That's hallelujah.
I'm blue. Abadi, abadi.
No, but it's like two things. One is, yeah, I mean, the most probable outcome is that we're in a simulation, right? But then at the same time, it's like, I slap you in the face. Why do you feel the pain? I cut myself, I bleed, and it hurts. A girl goes on a date with me, and then she says, no, thank you. She leaves my heart broken.
What are you talking
These are
about?
real emotions, tangible emotions that I can feel. If this is a simulation, why does it feel so real and I can feel it?
Oh,
It's like it's too.
bro. Sometimes your examples
My
they
soul,
go so far.
my soul tells me it's real. This is real. The air I'm fucking, that car smog your fucking neighbor's turning on because he doesn't have a fucking electric car. I'm just breathing in that shit. Cancer is real. Everything is so real.
So basically,
It's just
just because you feel,
the soul.
you say you're real.
Yeah, but it's just like the way, it's like a feeling. It's a feeling. You know how sometimes you go, oh, I had that gut feeling. I had that gut feeling.
I
I
had a
should have gone to
gut-
this fucking restaurant instead of this fucking Korean barbecue restaurant. I had this feeling that I should have not texted her and never dated her because she gave me emotional fucking therapy damage. You know those gut feelings?
I had a good feeling that the spy was gonna go down, but I was a day late.
So yeah. So you were right. We have finally converted this man into a businessman. Once he starts seeing the 1,000% gains, he will understand that when I say I will be the world's first trillionaire, I'm not fucking joking. Everyone who thinks on the other side of this podcast that doesn't know about options, they're laughing. They're laughing at us like we're animals in a zoo.
Wait. Before we talk about option trading, I want to talk about how maybe we are in a simulation.
Okay.
Okay, but why? So if we are in a simulation, right?
Yeah.
Are we real? Are we like in the Matrix sleeping? Like what's is this a game? Have you ever
Yeah,
seen
what is
the
on the
Rick and
other
Morty
side?
episode where he lives like a not 80-year-old man until he comes back to reality?
No.
That's trippy, man. Maybe this is a video game like
Yeah.
Sims.
I know what you're talking about there.
And my player,
Yeah.
he said, you know what?
These are gods or aliens that are just playing us like we're their toys.
Yeah, or I don't. So the simulation one, it's hard for me to grasp.
Yeah.
And then the other theory of where we come from, maybe we do come from the Earth. Maybe there's a bunch of other planets just like us,
Yeah.
and maybe we are controlled by aliens.
Mhm.
Like I'm talking like, you know how sometimes politicians have these stupid rules.
Yeah.
And like, why? Who benefits from this, right? And then maybe it's a very small pocket of people that will benefit from this. So I'm like, oh, maybe those people are the aliens. They are the one benefiting from this stupid rule, right?
We got the president in the fucking Milky Way house
Yeah.
with the
So maybe the Earth is being controlled by aliens.
by alien politicians.
Yeah. But then where does the alien come from?
So, that being said, that's why I don't think from nature. I think all this shit comes from nature, right? But the simulation, though. If we're in a simulation, I have one word. I'm coming for your ass, motherfuckers. You guys think you can hold me in this fucking simulation? I'm
That's why
coming
The
for you.
Matrix was such a good movie. The
Y'all
first
better.
one.
Yeah.
Because it
Right.
resonated with a lot of people. Like, yeah, what are we? Like, why do we do what we do? Like, nothing makes sense. Like,
But that's the thing,
as-
right?
as human beings, right?
Yeah.
Our only goal was to reproduce and survive until your reproduction was done.
Yeah.
And now we've come to a spot where us as humans, we don't want to reproduce anymore.
Yeah.
We just want to live forever,
Yeah.
which we cannot live forever. We have
Yeah.
an expiration date.
No, apparently we can with the new technology that's coming out and shit. We can
When?
prolong life.
Why? Why do you want to prolong
You don't
it?
understand biology. I looked at this shit online, right?
Why do you want to live forever?
Well, that's the thing is, That's actually a scary thing because there was this interview, right, with this young person, this old person, and this young person said, "Are you afraid to die?
Yeah.
Would you live forever if you could?" Right? And those two questions came up, and they're like,
The old person.
the old person said yes, and yeah, I would like to live forever. The young person said, "No, I don't want to live forever. Why would I want to live forever?" And it's like, it just shows you the different places of life they're in.
Yeah. When
Once you're
at
closer
at
to
the
the
end, at the end, you're
it's hard to
scared.
let go
Yeah.
because our whole life we've been taught to live, and to just let that go it's sad.
I'm if I die tomorrow, I'm happy. I've lived enough.
But would you really?
Yeah.
I think the thing about that is like,
For a lot of people, for them, to live a fulfilled life, they need to have money, they need to have success. But what is
Mhm.
success? They need to have these goals fulfilled. For me, I had a lot of fun
Mhm.
till this point.
Yeah,
So if I do go, I die happy.
yeah,
But I still want to keep living.
yeah.
I still want to do shit. That's why, I think the 9 to 5, where you work from, let's say 25, you finish
Mhm.
school till 65,
Yeah,
is really the worst way to live.
the
It
worst
only
way.
benefits like a very few amount of people.
I thought about that though, right? Because I see these motherfuckers.
Who?
Because the 9 to 5, and in China, shout out to our Chinese viewers.
996.
996, and I'm fucking.
I think there's gonna be a revolution in China
Oh really?
because I watch a lot of Chinese news.
I saw your fucking algorithm. It was all
Yeah.
Chinese documentaries.
Dude, China is the craziest experiment that's been done so far. So the people at the top are assholes. I'll be honest with you.
Mhm.
Like if you think our government is stupid, you haven't seen Chinese government.
No, I think the Chinese government is smarter than the Americans. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I don't want to switch sides. I'm American.
But
I
I'm
pledge
gonna say
allegiance.
this. Do you think the Chinese government care about the individual Chinese person? They don't.
Well, they do and they don't.
No, they
At
don't.
the end of
At
the day, they
0%.
care. They care about the nation's prosperity.
Okay.
And included in
No,
a part
no.
of that nation's
I'll be
prosperity
100%. I truly believe they don't give a shit. Right now in China,
how?
there's a birth rate that's declining, right? And they're scared. You know what the government did?
But why did they even put the birth control in the first place?
So I think it was in the 70s, the
Yeah.
bird was exploding. There was too many people.
Exactly.
In China. Okay, but wait. Now I think it was in the mid 2000s. They said, okay, you can do 2 kids. And
So
then-
they made a mistake.
But wait. And now they're coming out. They say, oh, you have to do 3 kids. Okay, you could do up to 3 kids.
They made a mistake.
Now you know what? They just came out. They're passing out what's it called? Infomercials. Oh, if you're pregnant as a teenager, it's fine. Right now, China is so desperate for new people to come in, but quickly. They're telling their teenagers, like the teenage, like you remember Teen Mom on MTV?
Yeah.
That's what China wants right now. So you have to watch this channel called China Uncensored, and this guy kind of comments on all the stuff that's going on in China. So this is an ad. They want not only kids right now, but they want them like ASAP. So they want teen pregnancy. They want old people. They said from the age of 18 to 49, you should be making babies for the state. So when I say China does not give a shit about the single person in China, this is what I mean. The country.
But who knows? Maybe those sacrifices are going to lead to prosperity for them in the future.
But it did. But look at how it backfired. So what happened in China in the 1950s? They said one generation will be lost, and the Chinese population accepted. They said we're just gonna work for a future generation.
That's life.
And look how the future generation are assholes. Like
What do you mean, assholes?
right now, like
You said 0 things that made them assholes. You just said, oh, we're forcing people to have kids.
okay, look how the government is asshole. They say make babies. We will take your money. Okay.
They made a mistake, okay?
Okay,
To me,
okay, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. What do you think about how millions and millions of people lost their life savings when the real estate crashed in China? This is recently when Evergreen.
Bro, but
The government said. You know what the government said? Not our problem. That's not asshole.
Hey, I found a commonality.
What?
They said there is no universal language.
Did you know?
I found out there's a universal language.
Did you know?
Found out.
Listen.
Yeah.
Did you know in China, for each person, there's 5 houses?
Each person, there's 5 houses. What do you mean each person?
They're
there's 5 houses?
overbuilt. They have 5 billion
Well, they're
apartments.
good. That means they're ready. That means they're ready
ready for what?
for overpopulation or anything.
So-
They're ready
so-
for. They won't have a housing. I don't know if this is true or not.
They have
Okay,
a
I can
housing-
neither confirm nor deny what the fuck
No,
you're
the
saying is
housing
true.
market crashed in China.
I don't care
Because it
about
was
the
a
housing
Ponzi
market.
scheme. It
crashing.
was a Ponzi scheme.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can't even invest in houses apparently.
Where?
Or
No, in China you can own a house for 90 years or 70 years, like a crazy
but it's not
rule.
investment. This is the thing.
But
You're-
that's how Chinese people.
I think
view-
people are mistaking. Like you hear all about this Chinese propaganda shit. Is like China's an asshole. China's a shit. China is
Donald Trump. Don't trust
Yeah,
China.
that
China is
shit.
asshole.
right.
Bro, the way he says asshole is so cool.
Asshole.
China
You're
is
the asshole.
asshole.
But then you see these things. It's around all the governments. All the governments are like that. Bro was talking about how the housing market is crashing. You don't think the American government has done any of this shit also?
Okay.
Any of this shit?
Okay. Point taken.
The truth is, I'm not Chinese. I'm Korean. but I have to say that a lot of Americans, there's this thing of like the fuck China movement, all this stuff is like people.
No, you have to.
You don't underestimate China, bro. China is very, very powerful and smart.
40
Their
million?
politicians, exactly right.
Horny?
Their politicians are much smarter than American politicians. I've heard that they need to have like a actual degree or 2 degrees or something in order to be in politics. It's like
But no,
Our
a lot
fucking-
of it is like, hey, I know him, let him in. In China, there's a lot of.
but at least
What was
they're
the word
at
you
least they're
used?
smart.
What was the use? Nepotism.
Yeah.
Okay. China does a lot of nepotism. A
Yeah,
lot.
but at least the nepotism is they can. It's one thing if you get nepotism and you hire this person who's so bad at their job and everyone can tell and it's like, oh my gosh, this person is so ass, but they got in through nepotism.
Yeah,
It's
they-
another that this person is so good at their job.
No, a lot of nepotism. A lot.
Yeah, but they're at least good. In America, you want to know why it's good? I saw this documentary, right? It's the kids, the Chinese kids. Obviously, they're being trained to be robots. I'm sorry. You know,
Don't
go,
you think
go
we're
free.
robot? Anyways, yeah, keep
Be
going.
free. Free Willy. Watch that movie and then maybe you can relate and be like, oh, I am this way.
When
oh, I
we
need
were
to be
kids
free.
and there was a fat person, we would say Free Willy.
Yeah, right?
You too?
Oh, wait, what? No.
Yeah.
No.
Bro, if you think kids are bullies now, kids in the 90s, I think it was worse in the. Like,
Y'all were some hard ass motherfuckers.
we were mean bullies, like
Yeah.
cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Anyways,
guys had tough skin.
nowadays,
Nowadays, we don't have tough skin.
I think nowadays you guys are a little bit.
What do we call snowflakes?
I think the
Snowflake generation.
participation trophy was a bad idea.
Participation trophy, that's life. Everyone gets it now, you know. Everyone
Because
gets a hand
because
up.
in the real world, if you don't produce something good, you don't get a prize.
Mhm.
And then what happens with a generation that was fed that, oh yeah, all you have to do is do your best.
Mhm.
No, you have to not only do your best, but you have to outcompete your competition.
No, I do agree with the do your best. But what I don't agree with is you take sometimes your best you think is I don't know. I don't know.
No, listen, it's
Do your best. Always do your best.
do 110%, and then if it's not
Yeah.
enough, train, retrain, and then outcompete your
Yeah.
competition. That's the only way to win in life. You have to become better than everybody around you. It's the only way to win.
Bro is attacking the Chinese but has the most Chinese mindset of
No, that's
all
the
time.
American mindset. What the fuck are you talking about?
Americans are Chinese then. Then you
No,
said,
in America,
we need to win. We need to win.
tomorrow you're gonna watch Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Oppenheimer is a story of winning.
I don't know. I
It's
have to
about
watch
a
it.
nuclear bomb.
But what I heard from the spoilers I heard is actually not a movie about winning. It's about a movie about grief and sorrow and how we have to live with the trauma that the Americans made.
Yeah, you know what they made? They made winners.
Winner, chicken
Okay.
dinner.
Did you know that 60% of the world's currency right now is being traded in US dollars?
I mean, I don't
Hey,
disagree
but
with
one
that.
thing,
but-
India and the UAE right now are trading.
But you don't know where money comes from.
Right now, you know where money comes from? From Jay Powell.
Jay Powell, this man is fucking printing out money like it's fucking
1999.
like it's 1999, like I was back in high school printing out my 50-page final report last minute because I told my mom to go to Kinko's and they fucking ran out of ink. I was like, shit, I gotta start printing out this shit.
Yeah.
He's
man.
printing out money, but what people don't understand is people, I don't think, understand where money comes from or what the fuck money is in the first place, right? Where does money come from? At the end of the day, money comes from yourself. Did you know that? Your own money that you use to live with technically comes from yourself. Mind blown.
Mind blown.
Mind fuck.
Anyways, China.
I think people, oh yeah, it's China. I think people underestimate China though. Like genuinely.
I think China.
They're underestimated.
If I was a Chinese person, I would do a revolution.
I would say that.
You know why?
Wait, you would what?
I would do a revolution.
You would do a revolution? Why though?
Because
most people are thinking that Chinese people are living in this like discontent,
Okay,
robotic, authoritarian
Okay, I have a question.
civilization.
I have one question.
Most of the policies that China is putting in place is not even.
I have one question.
No, this is the thing.
Can you answer this one question before you go on a rant? Why are there, no U.S. immigrants to China, and why are there so many Chinese immigrants to the USA that came to the Mexico border? They went illegally.
First of all,
and I have another question for you. This is a sandwich of questions. Two questions, okay? And why is China right now not renewing passports so they cannot leave the country?
First of all, I like to say, I need to confirm your sources.
Google.
I don't know about the renewing passports things. Maybe, just maybe.
Well, this is my source is China Uncensored.
They're backed up.
What do you mean?
On the passports, okay? Someone got lazy and they're backed up. The passport. I don't know. I don't know about the passports. I can't speak for the passports, okay?
The whole country got backed up. It was one guy. He's just going like.
I can't speak for the passports. But as for the immigration, there's so many reasons as to why that's happening, right?
Okay.
One is America is seen as a land of opportunity, right?
Greater
Obviously,
than China.
Because in China there's a little investment opportunities, right?
Yeah, because it's controlled by the government.
I don't know. I forget what it is, but you can't
I'll tell you what it is.
You can't invest in houses or whatever the fuck.
Because it's controlled by the government.
Well, but like in America, you can invest in a lot of fucking things and make money off of it,
because
quote unquote.
It's a free market.
In China,
and China's controlled by the government.
You can't like really invest in those types of stuff
because it's controlled by government.
Okay, because it's controlled by the government, right? They put at the end of the day, Americans are kind of controlled by the government as well, right?
No, free market. You can go anywhere in the U.S.
But people are they're conflating or whatever the fuck the word is.
Okay, Matt.
About the definition of what control is.
Tomorrow morning, if you go to Montana and say, "I want to buy this piece of land,"
no, you can't. There are certain places where you cannot. And
okay, tomorrow morning you go on Zillow.
There are certain places that are protected.
Okay, I'm gonna rephrase me.
So
tomorrow morning you go on Zillow and you look at plot of lands for sale.
Yeah.
And you say, "I want to buy this, and this is mine forever."
Yeah.
In China, you can't do that.
Yeah, and then what are you gonna do? You're gonna build a fucking factory that pollutes the environment.
Whatever you want, free market.
But you don't think that to some degree? I'm not saying that control is good, but at the same time, this ultimate freedom of what you can do, whatever the fuck you want, is also not good because on the other hand, you could literally endanger. If you build this plot of land and it's right next to a fucking Native American indigenous community who are fucking doing some, real holistic awesome shit with nature, and you just fucking disturb their nature and fucking poison all of them with some radioactive fucking chemicals, and they get fucking cancer, and their baby starts glowing in the dark. It's like
that has superpower. Don't go there. I would wish to have glow in the dark superpowers.
Glow in the dark with the third eye, and the baby's about to blow up. It's like, well, should the government have stepped in? It's like it's a fine line, right? But at the end of the day, why Chinese people wanted there's more Chinese people. Did you know China has almost 1.2 billion more people than Americans?
And guess how many angry Asian men?
I think 40 million is an understatement.
40 million! 40 million is the population of California.
40 million is the population of California. But you're not understanding 1.2 billion more people than America. 1.2 billion. America has 300 million.
370.
Yeah, more.
Get your facts right.
It's almost bordering 400 million, and it will be in the next decade, I think. But I just rounded to the nearest million.
You have smooth brain.
Mm-hmm. So 300 million, right? Okay, let's just say 400 million. China has 1.5 billion plus. That's 1.1 billion.
India.
People don't know the difference between
India
a billion
has more people,
and a million.
India has more people than China.
India
right
has
now.
one. But this is the thing.
India is coming for China. I think India and China.
What I'm saying is I think most people think that, oh, China is this oppressive country to live in. And it's like, look, whatever politics that China goes through, relative, like,
Matt,
no
can I
matter what.
say something again. You say
Go.
you say that China has this and that, but the
They
freedom
have everything that they have
the
in
freedom
America.
that we have in the U.S. is different than the freedom that you can maybe have in China. In China, you cannot say, "Hey." In the U.S., you can diss everybody, the president, the secretary. You can comment about anything and everyone. In China, if you talk bad of the government, you know what happens to you? You go to jail.
I think that's a little overstated. I think if I say the fuck the Chinese president,
You think you don't go
Right.
to jail?
no, I doubt it. I
You
highly
think-
doubt it.
That guy, what's his name? Alibaba.
Alibaba
You know what
is a different case.
No, no. You know what
Alibaba's a
Alibaba said?
different
You know,
case.
you know what Alibaba said?
That's
Alibaba
a fake story. It's a fake story.
The
It got
guy-
convoluted. If you looked at the real story, it was because there was multiple reasons as
What
to why.
are you talking about? They basically kidnapped him for like 8 months.
I urge you to do the real research and not the research that the fucking media just tries to push
Okay,
out.
what's the real research, Mr. Researcher?
The real research is that his company was in conflict with the government because of some fucking things.
No,
it was
because-
not because of what he said.
Yo,
it was not. It was
I
because
swear. Listen.
I know what you're talking about.
He said-
he fucking spoke out and he said this government is bullshit because it can't make $1 trillion.
No.
Blah blah blah.
He
At
said-
his fucking
he said-
Alibaba event concert.
No. He said the way that the payment system in China is being done right now is archaic. That's all he said. And then the Chinese
And so
government.
you truly believe that China went up and fucking
So why was he in
Nazi'd his
jail
ass?
for 8 months?
Like I said, it's because of multiple things. But
Okay,
he was
still-
not in jail. He was not in jail. Whoever said he was in fucking jail is fucking lying.
So where
You're
was
not
he for
gonna
8 months? Where was he, on vacation?
He just laid low. Billionaires do that. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg disappears for fucking 6 months and releases the fucking sewing threads.
No, this is a known case where. Then okay, why did all the rights of Alibaba go to the government?
I can neither confirm nor deny that. I don't know.
This is also a known fact. He
where
doesn't-
where Alibaba went to the government.
Jack Ma does not control Alibaba anymore.
I think he stepped down.
Yeah,
He retired.
he
quote
got
unquote.
forced.
Okay, now see, everything is like, oh, he got forced. Right? It's like, dude, in American companies, they do that shit too. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
okay, but
By shareholders.
okay.
So what's the difference?
Joe
between the
Biden
government
is not
doing
gonna
and
be.
shareholders?
Joe Biden is not gonna go to Facebook and be like, okay, Mr. Zuckerberg, you did.
I
a good
think you'll
job.
be surprised at how much manipulation that the actual American government also does. This is
I think you'd be surprised how much the corporations have on the government.
and
I
in the
think
same way, vice versa.
I think it's the other way around.
It's the same way, vice versa. The reason why is because the American government at the end of the day has this fuck ton of money, right? If you look at a lot of these companies, they were pumped by the government in the first place. That's why they have legacy partnerships. And it's like, yo, we want this company to go burn this company down to the ground. Pump us money, bro.
How long has it been?
Well, I'm not trying here to defend China or
Yeah,
anything.
you are.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
you are.
that I
You
think that
traitor.
Americans like to have this whole fuck China mentality without
I never
even
said fuck
seeing the
China.
real-
I said the government
What
is
did you
not
say?
good. It's asshole.
So China, instead of saying the F word, you said the A word
Yeah.
with the hole in it. But I think people
Okay,
highly underestimate China.
Why did during COVID China become almost a dystopian where you couldn't go out your house? They would block doors. They would go and nail shut
yeah,
your
but
doors.
that's a difference in government. It's like, look, okay,
Yeah, the difference is government is
the
they're
difference in
asshole.
government, right? But they weren't fucking. They weren't fucking.
Yeah, nobody was fucking because no babies.
They weren't fucking, and they weren't like. They weren't fucking German with the Nazis and the Jewish people, okay? Right? People like, oh my gosh, they did that.
Okay, what about the Uyghurs? They're in concentration camps. Nobody talks about
Like
that.
I said, the Uyghurs it's a difficult topic because I don't know the full story. I don't know all the full stories on this, and I think that a lot of people don't know the full story, so they kind of get fed by the media
Yeah, I got
these-
fed that
by these fucking 80% of the shit the media says is asshole. But also, I think it's not understood.
Who? China's misunderstood?
No, the reporting and most people just coming out with the facts out of it. They said, oh, the China, they rounded up, what, blah, blah, blah. They fucking turned these people into slaves, whatever, right? It's like, did you at least even do your research, bro?
So
They
how
do even do
come,
the
how come there's
research.
people that saying that they came out of the scams and they say, oh, they forced us to eat pork, they forced us to drink alcohol, all of that.
I don't know if they
those
did. I
peop-
can't
those people
confirm
are
nor
lying?
deny. I don't know why China would force them in the first place to eat pork or alcohol.
Because
I think that's fake. If they
No.
were to do anything, it would be, oh, they force us to work 15 hours, not force us to drink alcohol and pork.
it's called
If it was they were forced to
it's
drink
called
alcohol and pork,
re-education camps. They call it re-education camps.
so they were forced to drink alcohol and pork as for re-education.
They say we don't want Islam in China.
I highly doubt that.
Ho-
But
there's someone that's saying
I think
that.
the people that are saying that they got forced to feed the alcohol and pork were just being bullied by some of the security guards that were. It's like saying that there's no bullies in America. Like, bro, I got bullied to eat insects when I was younger.
Did you
Like,
do it?
I fucking ate it
Why?
because I'm not a bitch. But
but you would eat insects.
yeah, peer pressure, all that stuff is bully, right? I would assume that I think this alcohol thing, it was not forced by the Chinese government. It was just, security guard or whatever the fuck who was bored out of his mind and he decided to bully, right? I think a lot of these stories I'm just saying people need to see what's most realistic. And look,
Anyways,
sometimes
this
it
whole
might be
conversation was because we're becoming more and more
antisocial.
antisocial, and we're saying that TikTok, which is owned by the Chinese government, not a corporation.
But this is where I'm saying that I feel like a lot of Americans get lost in this type of train of thought, which is they're like, oh, we must blame China for destroying
Okay,
our world.
I have a question.
Where does TikTok come from in the first place, bro?
China?
Okay, but where does that it's social media, right? Where does social media even come from in the first place? It's like Americans made that shit big in the first place. So technically, people are like,
I would rather have Mark Zuckerberg, who is
it's the same shit.
Have my
and he's the
data.
one that, if we want to be real with it, he's the one that kind of started it.
Yeah.
In the first place.
no.
So
technically, it was.
if we follow the
MySpace.
spider web, it's like, yo, Americans are kind of the ones responsible for TikTok. Then, if you really think about it. And I'm not trying to say that fuck Americans, fuck China, right? At the end of the day, I wish, that one song as a kid you always fucking played and your piano teacher made you play called Kumbaya?
Play it.
We all need to Kumbaya this shit,
Play it.
right? Imagine if America went up to China and all the fucking countries and just
Become peaceful.
we
We become.
and say
We will. We
and
will.
say this.
We will.
There are some motherfucking aliens out there we need to conquer.
Ooh. Jazz hands.
And then they're like, oil. The Saudis, we need to blow up the Saudis for oil. No, we need to blow up the fucking
Mars.
Mars for oil. There's oil out there, brother.
Yeah.
That type of shit.
But I don't think it would ever happen.
But basically, yeah, right. I think, but a lot of people, it's like a lot of it is propaganda. Even the media feeds us propaganda and it's all that stuff. And I think people readily believe all this shit way too much. The truth is, China is
Asshole.
they're kind of really modern, bro. Like if you see Chinese cities, it's like they're doing fucking better than American cities.
How many ghost cities do you see in China?
This is no longer a social media. This is a fucking China podcast.
Me, I just say that I don't want the U.S. to become like China. That's my
You
biggest
don't want
fear.
U.S. to become like China.
Yeah,
I think in some ways that U.S. is already like China in many ways, and
because
that
in
people
China,
don't realize
it's
that.
true.
People
There's
don't
no
realize
freedom
that.
of speech in China. Right now, this
I
podcast
don't know
in
how
China
to
wouldn't
say about.
exist.
I don't know how to think about that.
Okay,
know how to think
after
about
this podcast, go and search up freedom of speech in China. Can you talk about Xi Jinping? You can't. It's very dangerous.
It's very dangerous, but I think in most cases, like as long as it's not like if it's Jack Ma saying that and he's like really like turned into fucking evangelical mode, preaching, then yeah, they're gonna probably remove.
No,
his
you
ass.
should really research Jack Ma getting arrested, and you should Google.
I literally have read that, and he did disappear and stuff like that. But I think all these conspiracy theories came out because it was not clear as to why he disappeared and all that stuff.
So
It could have just been he took a
people,
retreat.
They even say they killed his wife because his wife died. They say they poisoned his wife and everything. But that's me. That's deep in the crackhead.
And this is what the media does to us. And in the same way, it's the way that people say that China controls their citizens. It's like you don't think that American is happening. What I'm saying is people, instead of judging what is happening to others, whatever, they need to first look inside and really take that perspective of what they're saying
that's
about
not the
China.
American way.
They're talking about China. The American way that I'm seeing more and more is let's blame everyone else but me. China is being controlled by the China. I ain't being controlled, motherfucker. And then at the same time, they're literally getting all their fucking information from the media. And so they're the ones also being controlled at the same time. It's like, yo, how about you first become free before you
Okay. Anyways,
I think people want
anti-socialism.
Anti-socialism. I think is very real. It's like I see more so in the younger generation, right?
Yeah.
And look, I'm an advocate. I think young people, we need to get out there. Dude, I know you said the headphones on the transportation is okay, but I really don't think it's. I mean, occasionally it's okay, but everyone wears the headphones everywhere they go.
I just
They're
also
fucking
wish.
walking out.
I just also wish the younger generation, like I'm talking,
Mhm.
what's after you? You're Gen Z, right?
Mhm.
What's after you?
After us is there's no after us.
No, yeah, for real. Like
I don't think yeah. I don't think yeah.
I see the content that they
I think we're
create.
still all Gen Z. I don't know.
No, I think like I'm millennial.
Yeah, you're old as fuck.
Yeah, what's after me? Before, yeah, after me, what is it? Between me and you, what is the generation?
Gen X or Y.
No, Gen X is the one before us.
Gen Y.
So
then.
I was Gen Y. You're Gen Z.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I don't know.
There was no.
The kids that are coming up that never saw a world without a smartphone or a smart device,
Yeah.
they are gonna be kind of. I think they're gonna be fun to watch because
Fun to watch.
it's gonna be a fucking train wreck.
But I think when people say this is what I'm saying that people's expectations are, right? They're like, oh, it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be a train wreck. What type of train wreck are you envisioning in your head? I think when
I
people
truly
think of train
believe
wreck, they're thinking Michael Bay explosion
No,
level.
no.
You know what you're gonna see the train wreck? You're just gonna see extreme levels of just nothing,
No, I think that's what's gonna happen.
and you want to see nothing.
Listen. I think what's gonna happen is the disrespect that they have towards the older generation is gonna get worse. And the way I grew up is if you
So
don't
what are they gonna do?
like you see them go to stores and become Karens. You see them like the weirdest shit.
No, nobody is like Karens. If you look at who are all the Karens, look at who all the Karens are.
But they're so I just saying what I saw on TikTok. Like these young kids, they go to stores and they say, "Oh, it's a prank," and all they do is bother the workers.
Yeah, right. They're doing shit, chasing shit for clout. Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like what they're gonna do for clout is gonna get worse and worse and worse. You have to watch that movie Idiocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid people making stupid babies. Those stupid babies make stupid babies
Yeah.
together.
And we're all stupid. We're already in it. People were like, "Oh, this is gonna." We're already in it. Everyone is very stupid.
Who's the most stupid person you know?
Fuck, dude. If there's a list. There's not who's the most. Yeah, everyone is on that list.
Me
If you were to rank that number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, everyone is number 1.
Me, I'm number one.
Sometimes.
Get the fuck out of my.
But it's not saying that, oh, you're stupid, bro. I just say everyone is stupid these days. Everyone. Including me.
Everybody
stupid.
die.
Everybody's stupid. Everybody's stupid. Let's be real. Let's be real. Nobody does their own research these days. Nobody uses common sense anymore. It's gone out the fucking window.
I think common
Nobody
sense
knows where the fuck money comes from in the first place. Nobody can answer all that shit. At the end of the day, money comes from it only comes from 3 things. And the one thing it comes from 2 things. People don't understand.
the earth.
Yeah, right? At the end of the day, you kind of pay yourself your own money, right? Because you get your money, right? From people paying for whatever you do. Like if you work at Apple, right? You get money from Apple. The money you get from Apple, where do you spend it? You spend it in the grocery store. You spend it at Apple. You spend it on car. These people make their money. They put it back into the car. They go to Apple. They buy an Apple phone, all this stuff. So there's staggered levels. So basically, at the end of the day, our economy works because it's staggered, which means it's layered.
Yeah.
So there's no immediate. So that's why we have so many middlemen fucking jobs in the first place, right? To create this staggered effect.
What do you think is gonna happen with the options tomorrow and Friday? 5 minutes.
I think tomorrow is going to be dead because
what?
one is there's 2 things. When the market is moving a lot, the subsequent days that happen are usually dead.
What do you think? So tomorrow,
But
Friday.
also, when people don't know how the fuck the market's going to move, like for some reason the market's been shooting up and it's like, oh fuck.
But
it has to crash. It has to crash, right?
So
but then when people
kind of today a little bit at the end.
Yeah, at the end, right? And that's a lot of times that trend you're seeing nowadays is like these whales, right? They don't want option traders to make money. They're going to crash the market pre-market and stuff like that. So it's harder to make money. I think tomorrow will be dead because of the crash. But if you look, Netflix also came out with their earnings.
It was bad.
Netflix and Tesla. I haven't checked the Netflix one.
Tesla, I heard it was not bad.
The earnings?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the earnings report. A lot of times, the earnings report, the stock moves differently. When the earning report is absolute shit, the stock skyrockets.
Why?
Because if you think about it, the whales, these people who are the real people making money, they need to make money. How do they make money? It's fucking chess. They need to stay a step ahead. They're making money off you, the dumb retail traders. Now, the stock has bad news. They're about to go bankrupt. What does every retail trader think? Well, the stock has to crash. It's going to crash, right? We're going to lose money. So what the fuck are the whales going to do? They're going to pump up the stock.
I think this is your conspiracy theory.
This is not a conspiracy. Okay, people say it's a conspiracy theory. I wholeheartedly, 100,
Say wallahi.
wallahi, balls to the wall. Dude, the stock market is so fucking manipulated. And if I fucking die, you know why?
Why?
It came from my ass.
Bro.
Dude, it's not even logical. This is how the market works. If everyone makes money, who makes money? You cannot sell your stock without buyers, and you cannot buy without sellers. So these retail traders are basically the...
What are your tomorrow is flat Friday?
I think Thursday will be flat, but at the same time, Thursday does have a chance to be a down day. Tomorrow has a chance to be a pretty big down day because if you look at Tesla, major tech stocks, they dictate how the market moves, kind of, really. So Tesla...
I have to be ready.
So Tesla did have a huge down day, and if Netflix had another down day, it means, yeah, the market will go down tomorrow, for sure.
QQQ.
Unless there's a recovery.
I think there's going to be like flat.
There could be a recovery.
I think it's going to be flat.
Well, I need to see Netflix earnings. Depending on Netflix earnings. Let me just check real quick.
I think we should end the podcast. It's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
Okay, guys. Thank you for listening to the #1 podcast. This is your host, Soleil, and...
Holy shit, Netflix crashed. Tomorrow will be a down day. Thursday is down day. Unless there's recovery. I'm betting on puts, motherfucker.
So, if you go to your theory, shouldn't you put a call?
Huh? Well, it's okay. So there are outliers. There's exceptions to those rules.
Let me cut them. Okay, bye, guys.